Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm going to let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime and in between time, I'll give some shots out to the early birds, starting with Dun, Dun, Dun. Jesse, what's up? Yeah. Rock B, Oak Cliff. What's up, Oak Cliff? See Memphis in the building, MDJ. China Carter. What's up, CC? Okay, fam. Going in. Psychotic Ascendancy. Jeffersonville. What's up? John G. Hurt him bad. What? Is that the hurt him bad? If that is the hurt him bad, give me a call. Number same. Send me a text message. My number is the same. All right, fam. I'm going in. I got some on my. All right, going in. Let me put up a pic of my subject here. As my subject. That's Diddy on your left. And that woman next to Diddy is Diddy's old girlfriend, victim number 3. Victim number 3 has a request to Diddy's judge. She has a request for Diddy's judge. She wants the judge to let Diddy out on bail. She wants the judge to let Diddy out on bail. That's Gina Hoonan. She is Hewen. My bad, Hewen. She is the ex-girlfriend, victim number 3 in the federal indictment, who was one other person who came after Diddy during the trial. But it's worth mentioning that she did not testify. The prosecution did a lot of posturing and stuff, making it seem like she was going to pop up some kind of way, but she never showed up. She just went to bat for him in his bid to get out of jail pending sentencing. In new legal docs, Gina, which is her pen name, let me back up. Gina, which is her government name, Gina is Virginia. Gina penned a letter to the judge in Diddy's criminal case supporting Diddy's motion for bail. And I am going to go over this letter with y'all so you can see for yourself what Gina had to say. I want you to see for yourself what Gina had to say to the judge on behalf of her ex, Diddy. Dear Your Honor, my name is Virginia Hewen, and I am writing as the person identified as victim 3 in this case. I have known Sean Combs for many years in both a personal and professional capacity. From that experience, I have seen him primarily as a father, a family man, and a businessman, roles that he has always striven to uphold. I provide this letter to share my observations about his character and to respectfully request that the court permit his release on bond while the case proceeds. I acknowledge and respect that Mr. Combs stands accused and that the court must weigh public safety and the integrity of the legal process. At the same time, I believe it is important for the court to have a full picture of who he is beyond the allegations. Our relationship, like many, was not always perfect. We experienced ups and downs, and mistakes were made, but he was willing to acknowledge his mistakes and make better decisions in the future. Over the years that followed, he made visible efforts to become a better person and to address the harm he had caused. By the time our relationship ended, he embodied an energy of love, patience, and gentleness that was markedly different from his past behavior. To my knowledge, he has not been violent for many years, and he has been committed to being a father first. I am writing because I do not view Mr. Combs as a danger to me or the community. This is his first criminal case. Throughout the investigation and proceedings, he has been cooperative, respectful, and compliant. He has substantial ties to his family and community, including children who will depend on him for emotional and financial support. Granting him bond would allow him to continue caring for his family and fulfilling his responsibilities while still subject to the court's supervision. I want to assure the court that if released, I believe Mr. Combs will adhere to all conditions imposed and will not jeopardize his freedom or the well-being of his family. Allowing him to be at home will also support the healing process for all involved. I respectfully ask that you consider these factors when deciding his eligibility for release. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Virginia Hewen. Virginia Hewen. And, that's Diddy's ex. That's the one that did not show up in court. She's the one that dodged the prosecutors. The prosecutors were trying to get her to step in there and call Diddy out. She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. At one point, she went up, walked into the courtroom, and she yelled out, "Kiss my ass!" No, I'm just kidding. She ain't say that. Ray say, respectfully, please release him, but give me 30 million. Now, she ain't getting 30 million. She's not getting 30 million. I mean, this is something that's going to come from the goodness of his heart. He going to look out for her. I mean, she didn't step out there. She didn't throw him under the bus like the other women did. So, I mean, he'll probably look out for her. That's the least he could do. Doubt if she get 30 million, but who needs 30 million when you can take $1 million and go make something pop? You can take $1 million, $2, $3 million. It don't take $30 million for you to turn your life around. It might take 30 million for you to blow. You're just trying to get money to blow. But, a nice little lick, man, a nice little $1 million is a come up. And I'm sure any one of his girlfriends could have gotten their hands on $1 million from him at some point. So they ain't really no excuses. Plus, even if they didn't get money, right? The fact that they were in close proximity to him and he could make phone calls and get things done. He could move things. When you got the kind of power that he have, you can make phone calls. You can get people to look out. Let's say she wanted to be a model, whatever. He can call a modeling agency and say, "Hey, this is my girl. Look out for her." Boom, that's done. You know, hell, he ain't got to call a modeling agency. At one point, you know, he had, you know, Ciroc, he had Sean John, and a couple other things going on. He could just put her in one of those ads and look out for her. So, you know, dude was really like he was self-contained. You know, he could make any one of those you know, chicks' dreams come true overnight if he chose to. But I don't think she should be treated like Cassie though. Cassie betrayed him. You know, yeah, he whooped on Cassie, but he probably whooped on all of them. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, fam. He probably whooped on all of them. Any dude that could swing on a woman like that, that's probably something that he do, right? So he probably whooped on all of them. But Cassie is the one that said, you know, I'm cool. Cassie obviously was okay with the whoopings as long as she got what she wanted. The moment she couldn't get what she wanted, the whoopings became too much to bear. My opinion, my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just looking at her actions. I'm going by the actions. Seemed like to me, like when the gravy train stopped, that's when she started thinking like, let me sue him. Because otherwise, why didn't she just go to the police while they was in a relationship the first time he put his hands on her? Why didn't she just go to the authorities then? And why not just go straight to a lawyer's office, a civil attorney's office, and say, I want to file X amount of charges on him. You know, I want to file a lawsuit on him, and I want $30 million for the first punch. Why not? No, she stood around. She kicked it for 11 years, and she accepted the gifts. She accepted the excursions, the vacations, you know, to the Caribbeans, the private jet life, tickets to the best events, being front and center. She liked that. Ray Ray said, why now? I think she coming out now because, I mean, the case is over. It's over now. You know, the biggest thing that she did for Diddy was not showing up to trial, for not walking it. The biggest thing she could have done is what she did, and that's not walk inside of that courtroom. That's the biggest thing she could have done, is not walk inside that courtroom. And she didn't walk inside that courtroom. If the authorities try to get me to, you know, look, man, if they try to get me to snitch on my partner, you know, I'm talking about, I mean, not partner, but somebody I laid my head next to, if they try to get me to go and come in and testify against them, that ain't gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. I'm gonna take my bitter with my sweet. Whatever worked out, worked out. Whatever didn't work out, didn't work out. I had ample opportunity to get out of the relationship. So whatever worked out, it worked out. Whatever didn't work out, didn't work out. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna use it as a stepping stone. I'm gonna I'm gonna look at the lesson as a blessing, and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not going back and testify against somebody that I laid my head next to. I'm not doing that for nobody. I see China Carter just made a good point. We got 393 people watching, and you only got 67 likes. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful right there, man. That's just cold blooded, man. That's just cold blooded. It should be 360,000 people watching. But y'all know how that go. Sometimes the channel got a little sense of normalcy. And sometimes it's like somebody...
Have you heard of this revolutionary approach using stem cells?
Then sometimes it seems like somebody is just standing around poking at the numbers, poking, you know, like somebody sabotaging the channel. Because ain't no way yeah, ain't no way. If you're just not joining, fam, we're talking about Diddy's ex, who refused to testify on behalf of the prosecution. This is the woman who was identified as victim 3. This is the woman that the prosecution kept trying to reach out to, and the defense kept saying, well, she's not going to show up. And they know she's not going to show up. And they're just talking. They're talking a good case, but she's not showing up. She's the third woman identified. She was identified only as Gina, right? She was identified as Gina. She didn't take the stand despite being mentioned more than 120 times since testimony began on May 12th. Gina, though, she was not willing to testify, is a main character in the trial, or was a main character in the trial. That is, at least that's what the prosecution tried to convey to the jury and the judge. Diddy was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution, and had pleaded not guilty. His attorney said he's a complex man with a history of drug abuse and violence, but isn't the criminal alleged in the federal indictment. So yeah, he's violent. He's a complex man with a violent history of drug abuse and physical abuse. But he's not a criminal, at least not the criminal that was outlined in the indictment. Gina was mentioned prominently in the testimony of the 2 other alleged victims in the case. Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who appeared under the synonym Jane, and Cassie Ventura, a longtime companion of Diddy's. Jane told jurors that Diddy spending considerable time with Gina while they were together was a source of tension in their relationship. And Cassie described Gina as the main problem in her relationship with Diddy. So basically, Gina did to Cassie what Cassie did to Kim. You lose them how you get them, fam, right? Prosecutors argued that Gina was a victim of the same type of violence and marathon orgies. Man, they said she was a victim just like Cassie and Jane. Defense lawyers, however, attempted to capitalize on Gina's absence at the trial, using her to bolster their insistence that Diddy's fits of rage stem from romantic jealousy and not a desire to coerce women into sex with male prostitutes to satisfy his voyeuristic urges. And so this seems like a woman scorned, seemed like some jealousy going on. And because they was jealous, they said, let's get this money. They realized that Gina was getting all the favors that they used to get. And, you know, Cassie was still getting favored. She still was the main piece. But Diddy was spending time increasingly with Gina, according to what they're saying, what was said in the court documents, or in the trial. Well, court documents, yeah. So this jealousy is something that plagued their relationship, even the day of the Intercontinental video in the elevator bank. Diddy attorney, what's her name? Teeny Grace Garagos. That's her last name. I think her first name is pronounced Teeny, but Garagos, her dad is a lawyer, told jurors in her opening statement she was referring to the now infamous 2016 closed circuit TV recording that showed Diddy beating on Cassie in a Los Angeles hotel. Cassie has testified that she was trying to escape yet another marathon sex session when Diddy assaulted her. I think she lying about that because she liked it too much. He didn't have to do all of that to get her to engage in a sex marathon. Remember, fam, she was calling these dudes, making the appointments. And she also was calling these dudes and asking them for replacements. Hey, you can't make it? Can you send somebody else? Remember, she also was, at least one time for Diddy's birthday, I think it was birthday or Father's Day, she told him she wanted to give him a freak off for his birthday or Father's Day, one of those days. So that wasn't coercion. If anything, she was coercing Diddy. So this is the chick that the prosecution alleged that Diddy started dating in 2014, and their relationship became a regular point of friction with Cassie. She testified that she frequently got into fights with Diddy after learning he was spending time with Gina. Jane likewise testified that the gifts and vacations Diddy gave Gina made her jealous and angry. They wanted it all. They wanted it all. But one thing they didn't want Diddy. They only wanted the stuff that came with Diddy. That's right, I said it. They only wanted the stuff that came with Diddy. They was upset that somebody else was getting gifts. Yeah, they were upset that somebody else was getting gifts. But this chick right here, you know, maybe that was her play. Her play was to like, look, now I ain't going to be like them. I'm not going to go in and throw him under the bus. I'm not going to testify against him. And, you know, but he going to owe me big time if I do this. He's going to owe me big time. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the play for her. Like, or maybe she's sincere. Maybe she just like, hey, man, you know, whatever happened, happened. And I'm down, and I ain't finna go in that courtroom and help them take him down. I'm not gonna help him. Only she know what the real truth is, her and her friend, because women always tell at least one friend everything. Yeah, girl, I'm playing that sucker. Right or wrong, ladies? Hold on. Let me get the ladies on the line right quick. Let me get the ladies on the line. Right or wrong, ladies? Right or wrong? Women always, or at least almost always, tell at least one friend everything. You got to tell one friend everything just in case it don't go right, so that she know what to do and she know where to find her, or she know who to go looking for. Right or wrong, ladies? Am I on to something? Am I cooking? Got to tell at least one friend. So if she was riding, she was sticking by Diddy for sure, she gonna tell that friend that know her for real, that know the real her, the one that she's really comfortable talking to. She gonna tell her everything. Look, no, I'm not gonna do that. Friend might be over there talking about, girl, get that money, get that money. She be like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm like, girl, you a fool, you crazy. Now, what the women call women when they, what they call it? You you a dummy. They be, yeah, that's when they go low. That's when they really mad at you, when they call you a dummy. Girl, you dumb. You just a dumb bitch. You just a dumb. That's how they be talking. You just a dumb bitch. You crazy. Woo 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 woo. Well, no, I'm not gonna. That's you. I know you would, but I'm not doing that. So it's either that conversation or it's, yeah. You know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna throw him under the bus. You know, with all these lawsuits and stuff, he's not gonna be able to pay for all that anyway. By the time he get to me, he ain't gonna have no money anyway. I think my best play gonna just be to show him some support. I'm just gonna not go in that courtroom, but he gonna owe me. He gonna owe me. He know. He gonna have to. He gonna have to pay like he wait when he get out. Whenever he get out. But I ain't going in that courtroom. I'm not gonna do it. That could have been a play. Yeah, her play could have been, look, I'm not going into the courtroom. No matter what they say, I'm hiding. She probably was scared to death knowing she's dealing with the United States of America, the biggest and baddest government in the world. You know, she probably was scared to death, hiding out. In any event, whatever she was thinking, it don't even matter. The actions matter. It don't even matter. The actions matter. If I'm in Diddy's situation, which I wouldn't be, but if I was, if I'm in his situation where somebody that I know, some chick that I used to mess with, could walk in the courtroom and point the finger at me and throw me under the bus, but she choose not to, I'm gonna be grateful and I'm gonna feel indebted. And whatever I can do for her, I am going to do it. I'm gonna make sure if I don't look out for nobody else, I'm gonna look out for her. She stood 10 toes down and refused to testify for the feds. Man, you know how much pressure one would be under when the feds come knocking at your door and ask you to testify? And then when they start calling your phone and sending messages to your family, sending notices to your house, you know what? Do you understand what type of nerve it takes to ignore that information, to ignore those requests, to bat them down and say, I don't care what they do, I'm not going, I'm going. Well, girl, they're going to put you in jail. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but I'm not testifying. That takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage. up, TJ? Carlos Jones, what's up? Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I ain't testifying against no ex-wife. I ain't testifying against no ex-girlfriend, nothing. Ever. Period. Point blank, period. I'm not doing it. I testify for him. Yeah, I testify on their behalf. Mr. Dennis, where was the suspect, your ex-wife, on the night of January 1st, 2023? Where was she? She was with me and my girlfriend, Your Honor. We were at my house watching TV. Don't you think that's odd? Your ex-wife would be watching television with you and your new girlfriend. I mean, was any funny stuff? No, Your Honor. I'm a wise, intelligent man. I do not have to be romantically involved with a woman to be in her company. Mr. Dennis, I want to remind you that you're under oath. Anything you say can and will be used against you in this court. Do you understand that? Do you understand that if you lie to this court, you are committing perjury? Yeah, I understand that. Okay, let's go back. Your ex, right here, she walked into your house and there was blood on her hand. What didn't you say? I never said that. Y'all said that. We have pictures. We pulled the video of at your house. Your ex-wife walked into the house, blood dripping from her hands. There was blood dripping from her hands. We can see it clear as day. When you opened the door, you trying to tell us you didn't see any blood on her hands? I didn't see any blood. I did not see any blood. Oh, come on, man. Come on. You expect this jury to believe that? Well, I expect the jury to believe the truth. And I'm telling the truth. Look at them just like that, dead in their face. I'm not throwing my ex under the bus. What we had is what we had. I take my bitter with my sweet. Whatever she did dirty to me, she did. Whatever I did dirty to her, I did. It's over. We move on. We learn, we grow, we move on. I'm not walking around bitter, looking for revenge with people I laid next to, somebody I like laid next to. Nah, can't get me like that. Can't get me like that. I ain't never testified against a friend. I testify for him. So, Mr. Dennis, so you're telling me that you and this guy have a combined 5 felonies, 4 together. And you're saying you never seen him angry. You've never seen him angry. No, I haven't. Never seen him angry. Never. You've never seen him fight. I've never seen him in a fight before. Never. This case right here that we're looking at right here is assault with a deadly weapon. This was your co-defendant. Yeah, but they railroaded us. We were just kids. We didn't, I never seen him fight. I never even seen him frown. I never saw a scowl on his face. I never, never seen that. Never saw a scowl. Bughorse DC, what up? What's up, TJ? So the woman on the screen, fam, is the woman whose name is Virginia Hewen. Virginia Hewen. Virginia told the judge to let Diddy go. Let my Diddy go. Let him go. He is not a violent person. In fact, he changed his ways toward the end of our relationship. So before our relationship even ended, he was already a changed man. Let him go. What you holding him for? He's not a danger to me nor society. I'm not afraid of him. Let him go. I think her plea is going to fall on deaf ears. I don't think they're going to let Diddy go. I think they came in with the mentality that no matter what they say, we're going to do some posturing or whatever. It's going to be a dog and pony show, but we're not letting him go. He's not getting out until his case is dissolved. That's it, or resolved. Until that case is resolved, we're not letting him go. He's not getting out. Point blank, period. And they don't care how much money he put up. They don't care how much money he offers. They're not letting Diddy out until the case is resolved. Or Trump pardons him. And that's not going to happen until after sentencing. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.